Welcome to Vohra Method. My name is Arvin Vohra. I'm the founder of Vohra Method, and this is part of a series of training videos for new instructors. Today I want to talk about the Turing test and the reverse Turing test, and this is going to be the center of so much of what you do as a Vohra Method instructor. If you don't know what the Turing test is, it's a test of artificial intelligence. Imagine that you're having a chat discussion, say on Facebook, with somebody that you don't know. And through that discussion, you're trying to find one thing. Is this a person that you're talking to or a clever computer program that you're talking to? If you cannot tell the difference between a person and a computer, and it is a computer, we would say that that computer program, that bit of artificial intelligence, has passed the Turing test. What we do in class is often the reverse. We all have gotten, when we were in school, we all got good at the skill of saying words that make it seem like you know what's going on without actually knowing what's going on. Many of us use that on many English papers where we would have these complicated and beautiful sentences, put with quotes in the exact right place, but we didn't really know what it said. And you're going to see that a lot in class. Part of your job as a Vohra Method instructor is to see, does the student actually know this, or are they faking it? And there's a few things that you're looking for. The biggest one is overcomplicated language. If you see overcomplicated language, you, with your very advanced mind, interpret it and say, like, yeah, that's right. Most likely the students just tricked you there. If you see overcomplicated language, you must ask the student to explain it simpler. Explain it like as if to a 5-year-old. What does this part mean? What do you mean by this? The language should be so simple that you know for certain if the student understands it or not. Hiding behind complex language is one of the most common techniques that any person, student or otherwise, is going to use if they don't really know what they're talking about. If you understand something well, you should be able to explain it simply and clearly. You're going to see that also in math, where a student might write a couple steps and then write an answer, and you're like, oh, the answer is right. Don't fall for that trick. Again, that's a situation where most likely a student has somehow tricked you into believing that they know what they're doing. They might have guessed the answer. They might have remembered the answer. Remember, a lot of these questions are taken from old practice tests. They might have had the same practice test and just remembered the answer. It might be a review question where they just remember the answer because they've already done it. You must have them do the steps. If you're not sure, ask them to explain the step. Why did they do that particular step? If you see steps that are skipped, have them fill in those steps, because that's the way you're going to know that the student is actually learning it. Part of what we offer people is we're not going to let them slip through the cracks. Even if in the short term a student might want to slip through the crack, I guarantee you that student when he's 25, 26 would, if they could go back in time, would insist that we don't let them slip through those cracks. It is our job to make sure that they actually understand it. So if you're suspicious in reading, ask them to clarify. If you see complicated language in reading, ask them to clarify. Make sure you're not getting some kind of artificial intelligence version of an answer. Make sure you're getting true and complete understanding. If you're working in math and you see some weird leaps but the answer is right, make sure that they can explain it. If a student is just using some silly formula, make sure they can explain why that formula works. If a student cannot explain something clearly, they don't understand it, make sure that a student understands whatever it is that they're doing.